Well, hello there. I am Erin, the efficiency specialist here at Travel Biz Boss, and I want to talk to you about 5 things hiding in plain sight in your TravelJoy CRM that maybe you knew existed, but maybe you've been looking at all this time and didn't know it could be helping you. So, without further ado, let's turn it around and let's take a look at those 5 things in TravelJoy. So, we're in my TravelJoy account, and one of the first questions I get from someone is, how do I create a trip or send a form? Now, right now on your dashboard in TravelJoy, at the time of this recording, they have these quick buttons right here, like create an itinerary, send an invoice, send a form. But a lot of people don't realize you have to have a trip to send a form. You have to have a trip to send a proposal or an itinerary. So everyone should really just start from creating a trip. And the easiest way to do that is to click this blue button in the upper left-hand corner, plus new, create a trip. And you can name your trip whatever you want. You can pull in a primary traveler. We're going to call it this Elizabeth Bennett's trip. You can add dates or not, but create a trip. And now that you've created a trip, the second question I get asked the most is, how do I send a form? I don't know how to send a form. Well, you had to have a trip first. And then, now that we're in a trip, we have this blue create button in the upper right-hand corner. From here, you can create an itinerary, you can create a form, you can create an invoice, a proposal, or a smart proposal. So from here, you could create a form. You get to choose what form you're going to send to your clients. If there's a confirmation email, you can even preview that form before it goes out and then send it on its merry way. Now, another question I get asked all the time is, what the heck are all of these little square status bubbles? What are these? All inquiry, planning, proposal sent, follow-up. Well, think of these as stages in your client process. And did you know that you can totally change these? You can add to them, you can take away, you can move them around, but hiding in plain sight is this little wheel that looks a little bit like a daisy just to the right of dashboard. And this is what you click on to change the name of your stages. So we have an inquiry stage, a planning stage, proposal sent, etc. But all the way at the bottom is our add stage button. So these are totally customizable. You can delete it out if you like. And you can also, the question I get asked often is, well, what do I do with these? You can sort by these, buddy. If I just want to look at my inquiry stage trips, that is so helpful. Maybe I just want to focus on my leads that came in. Maybe I want to just focus on the people that are in the planning or the proposal stage. Maybe for some reason, I want to look at my clients who have returned. But either way, you can sort your view. You can decide what you're seeing. And if you want to see it all, you can always just click all. Now you can also look at who you are waiting on. Maybe I want to see trips that I'm waiting on myself. My client has done something and now it's my turn. I've got the hot potato. I got to do something. Maybe I want to see trips that I'm waiting on my client for something. Maybe I sent them a form and they haven't filled it out yet. Maybe I want to see trips that suppliers are still needing to do something. But you can not only sort by what trip stage you're looking at, but also who we are waiting on. Very sortable, and thanks to this little flower settings wheel to the right of dashboard, very customizable. And a teeny tiny version of it is right here, where you can show specific columns. Now, this is not the icon that you're going to click on to edit any of those, but this is kind of like your filter. So I could say I don't want to see date or updated or stage, but by unchecking that, it's just going to take out the client name. I like seeing my clients' names, so I'm going to keep it there. Now, another question I get from people is, how do I turn on automatic payment reminders? I don't want to just tell myself that there's a payment coming up. I want to tell my client that they have a payment coming up. All right, this isn't hiding in plain sight, but it is definitely right there for you to find it. So you'll click on your settings, and here's where you'll go to automation on the left. And right at the top is payment reminders. You get to decide whether you're going to send payment reminders to me being the agent, so that I can manually send them to clients, or if you want to automatically send payment reminders to my clients. Now, I want to just tell them that their payment is due. So I'm going to choose this. I'm also going to tell them what template I want to send to them. You can start typing payment reminder, whatever you want here, but if you have a default template you want to use, you can do that. You can even add a reminder message here. Now you can say send me a copy, but this is how you set up those reminders to go directly to your client. And as long as you have invoice due dates, these payment reminders have a date to know when to send that email. Easy peasy. Now if we scroll all the way to the bottom here, this is another one that's kind of hiding in plain sight, and this is a new one. And these are trip tags. So this is brand new to TravelJoy as of this year, but you can actually tag your trips to automatically add a task list to a trip. Now, this would help so much if you just wanted to add the tag Disney Cruise Line or DCL Mini to a trip, and it would automatically add the DCL Mini workflow, which we have, by the way, at Travel Biz Boss. Here's where you get to enter the tag name, and let's just call it Tag Demo. And then I want to select the task list that it's going to deploy, let's say our Dominican Republic, and we'll actually call it DR Resort. There we go. I'm going to add this trip tag automation. And now, anytime I add the tag DR Resort to a trip, AI Book Dominican Republic is going to add itself to that trip. So handy, and one less manual thing is always helpful. Now, another thing people ask me is, what do I do with my contacts? How do I add a contact? How do I get to my contacts? They are hiding in plain sight right here on the left. All of this on your left, these are all of your menu items, your dashboard, your tasks, your calendar, your contacts, but these are all your contacts. But did you know that your contact profile card has tons of stuff in it? You can look at passport info, you can request payment info, files, notes, you can look at all of their former trips. Your contact profile cards are pretty stinking cool, and they are all right here just waiting for you to add more things to them. And if you ever want to add a new contact, you just click Add Client over here and New Client, or you could import from a big old list if you want. Now, another question I get a lot is maybe you have an email marketing system and you want to export your client list. There is no big export button, so where is it? Now in TravelJoy, if you see something with 3 little dots, click on it. There's probably something fun in there. And look at that. If you click on these 3 little dots, just to the left of Add Client, you can export your client list. And this is handy if you use an email marketing system like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Flowdesk, our favorite, to do all of your newsletters and marketing. But this is how you export your clients. Now you can't export trip data, but you can export your client list. Super handy and hiding in plain sight. Now the last thing I want to show you, again, it's hiding in plain sight, but sometimes people just don't know to click on it, is calendar view. Sometimes it helps to see your trips in calendar view. Now, I'm in my demo trip. We don't got a lot going on in this demo trip, but if I had trips and tasks, they would all be right here. Sometimes it's a little easier to see everything in calendar view, maybe even drag and drop tasks if I want. I could look at month view, week view, day view if I got a busy day, but calendar view is right here and ready to help you. Now, the last thing I want to go over is people log into their TravelJoy account and ask, okay, where are my forms? Where are my email templates? Like, where are all of my things? Well, everything that you could think of that you need to send to your client that's a template, it's going to be in your template. So your forms, your emails, your invoice line items, your library templates, your signature, your task list, your terms and conditions, everything that you could create that you need to send to a client, that's going to be in templates. So you'll just click on templates and there are your emails. Now, one more really cool thing, I won't say it's hiding in plain sight because they literally just added it last week, but TravelJoy now has folders. You can folder and organize your emails. This is so cool if you love a folder like I do. And so now when you click on emails under templates, we have a new button, which is new folder. So I'm just going to click new folder and let's say all-inclusive. I want to create an all-inclusive folder. So now I have a folder. It's all the way at the top, and I could start searching by, let's say I want to get all of my DR emails because all of my DR emails are all-inclusive specific emails. So I'm just going to pop some of those. I'm going to select a few to the left here. We're going to see a message right here that says 2 items selected. I can do stuff with it. I don't want to archive them, but I do want to move them to a folder. And then I get to choose what folder they're going to go into. Easy peasy. I love it. Folders, my favorite thing. All right. I hope this was helpful. Hopefully you're going to see more things in plain sight in TravelJoy, but I look forward to seeing how this helps you with your business, and we'll see you in the next video.